What is up, guys? Nintendo here once again, and it is finally time for the game room tour. This has been a long time coming. We bought this house, God, a year ago in like 2 weeks. In 2 weeks it'll be a year that we've been here, and I just have hesitated on filming this place because it's not done. And I decided that I wanted to actually show it not done. I actually wanted to show a progression and show what's going to happen with this room, because right now it's definitely in an unfinished state, but I have plans. There's actually construction I want to do on this. Painting needs to be finished. It's literally only half painted. My collection's not really where I want it to be, or maybe the collection is, but my desk isn't, and it's just a work in progress, and I'd really like to actually show that progress to you guys, and thought it would be kind of a good idea to just give you random updates, like when I actually do the construction that I want to do on this room, which I'll show you what I want to do. I'll film that as well, so I think it's a good idea. Let me know in the comments below what you think of that, but, you know, a lot of people, their game rooms are already gorgeous. They're already set up. They're already exactly what they want. And with mine, I'm like, it's always going to be a work in progress. It's always capable of getting better. And right now, this room was, you know, an unused room that was a converted garage, so it's basically a giant den off of the kitchen. And I just want to mention right now, this video is for the fans. This video is for the fans and people that watch the channel. This is going to be a long video. It's going to have me breathing funny because I'm still sick a little bit, and it's still going to have like ums and uhs and tons of like, and, you know, missteps. And the room's not perfect. So this is for the fans. This is for like Nintendo, like hardcore fans. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate that. So without further ado, let's see what I think of my game room, and let's see what you guys think of my game room currently right now. Alright, so here we go. This is the entrance to the game room, and as you can see, it's like a double wide entrance that I thought about like maybe putting French doors in. These freaking floppy doors are falling apart. They are terrible. They're yellowed. They need to go. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think of this, but I'm going to be doing where I'm going to wall off this part. I'm going to build a wall, brother. This part would be walled off, is what I eventually want, and a regular door right here. So, as soon as you get in the kitchen, there will be a door right here. Here's the entrance to the kitchen, blah, blah, blah. Stuff's not finished, not going to show you that. But a doorway right here, and expand the wall right here, which give us more space wall-wise in the kitchen right here, and in the game room, you know, where all this is, the kitchen is definitely not finished, but where the kitchen is, you know, we'd have more of a wall right here. And then the door would be right here. So anyways, that's the first major thing, is just like, I don't like this huge double area. It's just too big. I do like the fancy fancy stuff right there, so we're going to try to keep that and just shorten it down. But there's also, when you walk in, there's this closet, which is like useless. It's really tall and skinny, and it just doesn't fit shit very well. I want to tear that out and just have a regular wall right there. This door used to be the door that went in and out of the garage from the outside, and it's useless now. There's no reason to keep it here. So I would like to wall that off as well. I want to wall off that door, get rid of this closet, expand this wall, regular door right here that can lock. That would be amazing. So I know things are unfinished. You're going to see shots of our floor and our back door that are dirty as hell. That was not us. We bought this house this way. We are going to replace that stuff very soon. Sorry, I'm assuming everybody's going to be judgmental, but I shouldn't. Anyways, walking back out, here we go. So, we've got game shelves to the left here. Just most of my collection is right here. This bin and this closet contains a lot of random stuff, trading cards, action figures that aren't displayed, just random stuff. Got a nice Cobra display there. This vehicle's actually in really, really good shape. Sorry about the glare. It's really bright outside right now, which is why I actually chose to film right now. And then this shelf over here's got some G.I. Joe stuff on it, mostly classified stuff. And then we've got You know, Famicom, Switch. On top of my Switch games, we've got my Super Nintendo games. I guess we're just getting right into it. So I've been focusing on my Switch collection a ton. I have 202 games right now, but, you know, a lot of people have a lot more games than that, but mine are meticulously gotten. I guess we'll just start here. We've got my loose Genesis carts, one of my rarest games, actually, that second one, Crusader of Senti. Elysia Dragoon's one of my favorite games. Golden Axe 3, Donna, and Musha are all repros, and then from there we have a bunch of Famicom games, which unfortunately they don't have, you know, side labels, so you can't see what half of those are. I've got 3 Vectrex games, Star Castle, Scramble, and Web Wars. I got this Super Mario. it's a Luigi, but he's got like crazy weapons and stuff. I got him from Mexico. And my crazy Switch collection, which I guess I'll just scroll through briefly. Almost all RPGs, Metroidvanias, and adventure games. I'm very picky about it. This has been very meticulously crafted. There's not much of what most people would call shovelware. The birds are chirping. Isn't that nice? How many Legend games do I have? We got Legend of Heroes all the way over, Legend of Mana, Legend of Zelda, just tons of Legend games. Some really good stuff here. Like I said, it's pretty curated in my opinion. This is the stuff I'm into personally. A couple shooters. You know, there's a couple Katamari games in there too. Even some Rune Factory, like, you know, Harvest Moon type games. I don't know if I actually have a Harvest Moon game, but, you know, those type of games. Cozy farming games. And the last shelf, which I'm trying to fill out now. Oh, focus. I'm really interested in playing that Wizardry Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord. That's a very old game that's a really cool dungeon crawler. Get out of the way, his tank. Just got that Clock Tower Rewind. Agalos, Dan just got me. Roaming Dan. Dan of War now. And then we get into my... so starting right... let's see, with Agalos, this is all imports. And to be honest, there's other imports on the system as well that are mixed in my collection, but they're not so obvious. And then we've got a couple steelbooks at the end. Got a knockoff Madball, Garbage Pail Kid Funko Pop. I just bought this controller recently. I don't know how much I like it. And then we got a Battle Beast Thermos. Got some really cool trading cards under here. They're just randoms that I really love. Some band ones, my friend's artwork, and just that's my tattoo artist, and just all kinds of stuff. Garbage Pail Kids. Got my Hiss 2 tank right here, one of my favorite toys of all time from my childhood. Got this recently, and it's basically mint. I love it. Couple Garbage Pail Kids folders. A really beat up and dirty GoBots mobile command unit, or whatever the hell it's called. There's a Hiss 3 down there is what I think it's called. And that folder's a ton of Garbage Pail Kids. Got the, that is actually an OG TMNT Turtle Van, so that's pretty cool. Party Van. Pretty cool. Okay, so we came in through here. So far, we've just looked at that little bit there. I didn't even get into what's really here. You know, there's 3 of the 4 battle puzzles from G.I. Joe. I need to get number 2. We've got a bunch of unsealed, I should say, why did I say unsealed? Sealed classified figures. My PlayStation 3 OG box. That's the fat OG backwards compatible box. Very proud of owning that. Just some stuff that won't fit anywhere else. Some classified figures mostly. Todd McFarlane figure. And check out the new Night Creeper from G.I. Joe Classifieds. Awesome. Anyways, yeah, we're going to see some just random ass shit in this video. Like I said, this is going to be for the fans, for sure. My awesome red chair that my sister gave me. Nobody else likes it but me. I fucking love it. Too bad for everybody else. And then we've got this behemoth. This is what you guys usually see when I'm filming. This will eventually get changed. I don't want these 3 shelves anymore. As you can see, they're not all the same height. The 2 on the end are close, but they're not the same. And, you know, one's got feet at the bottom, the other 2 don't. They don't match, and that drives me crazy. We'll see what happens with that. Again, work in progress. Got a fan in the room. Isn't that nice? Okay, so I guess we'll just start at the top. The one Lego set that's displayed. No, I have 2 Lego sets displayed and a couple of figures, but my giant Voltron, all 4 cats, you know, can be built separately. Got a couple plushies. I found that E.T. plushie at the old music store. They used to hold concerts. There was like a yard sale inside that building, and I got him for like $1. He's literally OG. You know, just a couple plushies. Lacrimosa of Donna, East 8 book novel. I still need to read this. Roaming Dan, I should say Dan of War got me that. Thank you again, Dan. You freaking ruled. That's something that I just... Because it's displayed, I don't actually think about reading it, because it's just like on my shelf, but I really need to read that. The Breath of the Wild Special Edition box that my buddy sold me for $10. I believe it was $10 that he sold it to me for. Has everything inside except for the game, which of course I have the game. We've got Persona 5. That's the PS4 Steelbook Edition. I can't remember what the... Something Your Heart Edition. Oh, I can't see it. Maybe you guys can see it from way up here. Steal Your Heart, Take Your Heart. We've got my 4 HISS tanks here, starting with a straight up OG one, except for this one's Canadian. We've got an Arctic one with the missiles, which is crazy. We've got a red one, and we've got the recent re-release that's a blue one. I think the red one's pretty recent too. And let's see, what else do we have? I guess we're just sticking with the top here. So onto the second shelf, we have the PS Vita box. Yes, I do have a Vita. I have a Super Nintendo box. I don't remember how complete that is. I think it's complete. A Bob-omb plushie, and then you've got my few complete in box NES and Super Nintendo games. I'll just scroll through them. Some of them are pretty damn nice, though. Some of them are not so nice. We've got a couple others that you might see later on in the video, but you know, this is what like matters to me right now. I mean, I say that, and yet I have Bible Adventures and Exodus. I don't really care about those. I just got a really good deal on them, and they're super, super minty. I am not a Bible guy. Sorry, guys. PS5 box. This is when I got my PS5. It was Final Fantasy 16 release. We've got 3 amiibos. I don't collect amiibos, but I have a few. I got both Link ones during the, what was it? Day 1 release of Tears of the Kingdom, and that's an OG Metroid. One of my greatest things in my collection ever, my TurboGrafx 16, complete in box. Amazing. And then we've got some special editions here. Just random special editions. DS games, 3DS games. It's mostly sorted just by size, really. But yeah, pretty cool. And then, yeah, I guess we can move on. So that was just the very top shelf. Let's go down this shelf, starting with some complete bullshit up here. We've got a memory card holder for PS1, Oregon Trail for PC that somebody gave me, Field Commander because it won't fit. That's a weird tactical RPG that's like army themed, you wouldn't think. Yakuza 6 is just an odd shape, so it sits up there. And then one of my prized possessions, we've got Devil Summoner 2, sealed special edition with the plushie. Really freaking cool. That is actually sealed. I just picked this up not that long ago. Phantasy Star Portable 2. Pretty not bad. It was like $10. I can't play it in Japanese, but it's a cool display piece. And there you go. I'll just leave this still for just a second, and you can check out my PSP collection. I love the PSP, but my god, is it a pain in the ass. The batteries drain, they puff up, you have to take them out, otherwise they'll puff up. I've had to buy several batteries for my PSP 3000, it's annoying. There's a couple games back here, just like a couple long boxes that I have, and Dragon Quest VIII. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth hat. I did not pre-order that, but my GameStop Local GameStop, cool-ass employee gave me that. They're like, we don't care if you pre-ordered it or not. Then we've got my PlayStation collection. There's this one giant troll who's pointing to my favorite game of all time. He has dual purpose. That Phantasy Star game likes to fall over in that spot, so he holds it up with his fist. And then he also points at my favorite game of all time, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Here's my PlayStation collection, if I can get it to focus back there. Ark the Lad, Beyond the Beyond, Blazing Dragons, Breath of Fire 3 and 4, and then you can see the rest. I'll just slowly scroll through it. Parasite Eve. #1 game that needs a remake. Persona 2 are right there too, man. I got those 2 games for super cheap on Amazon way back in the day. I believe I paid $80 for both of them. One of them has water damage and no manual, and the other one's like perfect. I think it's Persona 1 that's perfect. So there you go, PlayStation 1. Then we go straight into PlayStation 2. I tried to get these in order on my shelf, and they're also in alphabetical order, so there you go. Castlevania Curse of Darkness, one of the most underrated games of all time. My god, it's such a good game, and people just sleep on it. God, it's like 3D Metroidvania at its finest. Baldur's Gate, some of my favorite games. We've got, I own like 2 or 3 pops. We've got Dr. Mindbender. We've got Storm Shadow. There's a PS4 Dragon's Crown Steelbook. But continuing with PS2. Oh, and there's like random games like on the ends here that I just like to display because like I don't have a place for these. They're those weird tall Genesis games, so they just fill the void. But anyways, here's some PS2 games. Spoiler alerts. Man, major spoiler alerts. Some of these pickups I have not shown. There's another one coming up. There you go. But yeah, there's another one. And then we go straight into PS3. Also, some spoiler alerts if you watch my pickup videos, so don't look too closely, I guess. And more PS3. One of my favorite imports of all time, the Strider PS3 game, so good. And on to PS4. The Bureau has this weird slipcase, so I put it at the end. I have quite a large PS4 collection. There's a mask vehicle with at least one dude inside. Pretty cool. And then there's my Watara Supervision. If you don't know what a Watara Supervision is, go check out my video on the Watara Supervision. It's a Game Boy wannabe that bends in half and plays black and white games. And continuing with the PS4. Knights of Azure 1 and 2. Super underrated, super good. Some imports. Randomness. Got that Signalis reprint. I don't know if you guys know that, but Signalis, they got a reprint recently. And that's not an easy game to find. So anyways, PS4, blah, 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 blah. We got some vinyl here. This is all basically mostly black and death metal. I'll just do this and hold it still. Kind of. There we go. Death metal, black metal. Not much else there. And same thing, I'll just hold it still. Besides these first 3, because this first one is not a guide, it's the Hyrule Historia. We've got the Mega Man 25th. This is a crazy one. It's really expensive, actually. Official Complete Works. Tons of crazy art in there. And this is the guide for Breath of the Wild, I believe. Ni no Kuni guide. And then from there, you've got all that you see here. Let me see. There you go. Mostly RPGs. Couple Metroidvanias. There you go. Okay, and on we move to the second giant shelf. We've got, actually, Dragon Quest 1, 2, 3, and 4 lining here. And, I guess, here's the view back here. We've got, 3 classified figures over here. I love the way Snake Eyes is sneaking up on this super menacing-looking soldier. And we've got Alley Viper over there. We've got the Lunar 1 and 2. I guess they're special editions, and I mean that's the way they came in America. I don't know. They're the Lunar 1 and 2 complete boxes, I guess is the best way to say it. One of my favorite G.I. Joes of all time, Bullhorn. He's the one that has the backpack briefcase that has 3 parts that turn into a gun, which is amazing. Got a really rad TurboGrafx book. A couple of my TurboGrafx games. No, that's not sealed. It just has the plastic slit on it. And we've got this one as well. These are the Beast Saga figures, so after Battle Beast. I'll explain Battle Beast here in a little bit. This is an inaccurate Me and the Family, but it's kind of sort of accurate. And this is my other amiibo. This is, I think Roaming Dan gave this to me, actually. Yeah, Roaming Dan gave this to me. Really cool. Byleth? I think last time I had trouble. My plushy $100 bill. My complete in box Game Boy Advance. It's the Charcoal 101 version. Super cool. I love that thing. We've got a mini Donkey Kong. This is an official Nintendo tiny little Game Boy unit, which is really neat. And one of my greatest loves of all time, TurboGrafx. Here you go. We'll just scroll through them. You don't have to hear my damn voice. Kadash. Amazing. Ninja Spirit, one of the greatest games of all time. Yep, we have Cosmic Fantasy 2, the only CD TurboGrafx game I own. Got a couple imports. And then we've got my very, very small Dreamcast collection. I just got a couple of these recently. I wasn't really collecting these. And a couple game soundtracks and Dreamcast demos. In here, close-up look of Mr. Badass here. Just an amazing figure. Alley Viper, G.I. Joe Classifieds. Got Snake Eyes ready to take some shit out. And a lethal-looking Cobra Officer. Not to pat myself on the back, but I love how he's posed with his knife out. Yeah, really cool. Anyways, moving on, we've got the Micro Arcade Machine, which is crazy. This little thing has so many games on it, it is insane. My lady gave me this little keychain, and I realized it's actually Nintendo, like it's a Nintendo product, and I didn't want to bang it around on my keys, so it stays here in the game room. The very few Game Boy Advance games that I have complete in box, but they're very well curated. It's like all Castlevania and RPGs. Oh, well, except for Solar Striker, but that's a really fun shoot-'em-up. And Scourge, really cool Metroidvania. My old Beavis and Butthead figures, I've had these since I don't even know when. And we've got a Mortal Kombat mini unit, which is really fun to play. Pretty cool. One Paku Graffiti, which is a chibi version of Splatterhouse. Good fun. And then we get into my DS and 3DS collection, so I'll just let it roll. Very curated. Everything in my collection I try to keep curated. I mean, look, there's one platformer. Legendary Starfy. I don't really play platformers. N Plus is really fun, but that's a weird game to define. And like Metroid Pinball's kind of out of my wheelhouse, but I love Metroid. I do like some pinball, but yeah, mostly this is, like I said, RPGs, exploration games, Metroidvanias, adventure games. I've got my few Vita games. Got 5 there, and then I showed you up here. There's where the rest of my Vita games are. I feel like I have 10, because I do have one loose cart. Anyways, so Vita games right there. And lots of spoilers in this video, man. I'm realizing that I haven't showed a lot of these games still. In fact, I think that's a spoiler right there. Shadowgate 64. I have like 2 or 3 N64 games. There's one, and there's Gauntlet Legends. And then we've got my Super Famicom collection. If you want to know what I have on Super Famicom, I actually did make a collection video of that, so you could actually see what I have. But, yeah, I'm not going to go through it all right now. And then we've got NES. They just sit on top of each other perfectly. So, yeah, here's my NES collection. Some stuff I've had since I was a kid. Dragon Warrior 4, my favorite Nintendo game of all time, one of my favorite RPGs, and one of my favorite games of all time. My buddy Kevin got me that copy of Gun Knack, which is fucking amazing. Really cool overhead shoot 'em up. And not a cheap one either. We've got a couple Tengen games and a couple of the Gold Cart games, and that gray one's a multi-cart. And then these 2 complete in box games, Viper and Codename Viper and Twin Cobra, are both just like terrible condition, so they just kind of stay here. We've got 2 repros that actually have covers, King of Demons and Front Mission. This is the, I don't think it'll focus or show you because it's too dark, but that's the Hyperkin adapter for Game Gear and Master System and the Card Master System games, if I remember correctly. And then here's the rest of the NES games. There's a weird steelbook that I got for a couple bucks for Monster Hunter Iceborne. Okay. Anyways, my NES collection. This is a really uncomfortable position. Got some great games though. And down here, starting with Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, these are all repros, and really good ones. Sweet Home, one of the greatest NES games that we didn't get here. And going down here, we've got the continuation of the PS4 collection. So it ends right here, kind of, and then you get to the very end, and you've got, you know, the weird red label God of War, red case God of War, and then my steelbooks, and then it goes on to PS5, which I have more PS5 games than I thought I would have at this point, considering they don't put out shit. Tiny, tiny GameCube, tiny but mighty GameCube collection. Same with Wii, same with Xbox 360. Couple on top just because they won't fit. And my favorite arcade stick of all time, which can, if it originally came with 2 cords, one for Genesis and one for Super Nintendo. I only have the Super Nintendo cable, but that's perfect for me. Okay, and then we have this third shelf, but this shelf has a lot of toys, which I kind of want to get into a little bit later, but look at this character. Look at this guy. Gotcha, sucker. Too many cans to recycle. Cute kitty. Okay, so anyways. Anywho, also, what do you guys think of this carpet? It gives me Blockbuster vibes, and I kind of love it. I think we should get to the last shelf in a bit, because A, I'm a very distracted man. Also, I want to save the best stuff for last, like some of the toys, so we've got this. This is my gaming setup if I want to play any of these systems that you see here. They're going to be through this TV. Also, my CD player and my amp are through there, which my PC is hooked up to. So you're going to hear stereo sound while you're watching Happy Console Gamer. There you go. So, yeah, TV, a couple random box sets, and yeah, some systems. We got this big old bad mofo, which I don't know if I'm keeping him. He just doesn't display well. But yeah, there you go, Snake Mountain. This G.I. Joe case is literally full of G.I. Joes. We've got a random G.I. Joe thing, this NES book, and these are all my original OG Metal Maniacs magazines from when I was a metalhead, from when I was a teenager and early 20s, dude. There you go. Some randomness. My few Super Famicom Complete in Box games. Stewie. Complete in Box PC Engine Duo. Oh no, boobs! my rarest vinyl that has boobs on it, so we'll try not to show that. Oh no, boobs! We got my TurboGrafx CD, which is in case. We've got my one star. Ooh, what are they called? Man, I can't see it from here. It's so hard to focus. Starcom. That's right, Starcom vehicle. Normally I'd remember that. We've got some. This is my little tiny robot shelf. Trying not to show the boobs. Trying not to show the boobs. But yeah, these are all robots right here. We've got my Exo Squad dudes, which I just got a few of these, so I might do a video on these. We've got my Exo Squad collection, basically dudes and mechs, and I fucking love it. And they articulate very similarly to G.I. Joe, so yeah, really cool stuff. Just got a few of these. We've got a few randoms over here. One of my favorite turtles of all time. I've had that pewter Warhammer figure since I was a teenager when my friends gave it to me. I've also had that specific Micro Machine since I was a kid. And finally got a Mad Ball. Yay! We got Simpsons Lunchbox on top of my Vectrex. And this is a pile of trading cards, just mostly garbage pail kids. Let's be real. Some Pokemon. But yeah, and then we've got... This is technically my setup. Mostly my girlfriend and the kiddo use this setup, and then I use this over here, which has my Switch, PS5, GameCube, Retron 5, you know, Sega CD, PS3 backwards compatible, all that stuff. Got a mess of cords. We all have a mess of cords, don't we? That looks like shit. Ain't that great? Yeah, it's super cool. My PC, which I need a new one, and my amazing oak desk. Love my desk. That thing weighs a ton. Yeah, we're watching Happy Console Gamer. I wiped down my keyboard just for you guys. And the Hiss Tank. This is the HasLab Hiss Tank. I just got this. Spoiler alert. And it's got all the freaking crazy lights. Cobra symbol, if you can see it in the dark. Just an amazing piece. But yeah, I just got that recently, including the little back Cobra lights. So cool. We've got this shelf, which right now, it's a work in progress. One Warhammer figure I might actually keep besides my childhood one. He's just a fucking crazy nutty dude. I've got the whale. I don't have any figures inside it. It's missing a lot of pieces, but it has a lot of pieces too, so that's cool. Another Turtles lunchbox and just some randos. I just got that Lego Arctic or Ice Planet dude. I just got him complete in box from a Lego store just opened recently. Got my mini Street Sharks figures, super cool. Dreamcast, little Turtles display there with a... oh, I shouldn't have said another Turtles lunchbox. That was the first one. Here's the second one. The first one's Simpsons. But a little bit of turtle display there. Starting to collect those. Got my Saturn. And do I collect PC games? If you saw how many I have because of a lot that I got, you would think that I do, but I don't. And but there are some highlights here. I'm eventually going to try to sell these, but that Tomb Raider 2 and 3 on PC is sealed. And there's some games that look really cool. In fact, that's one of them, the Antara. Yeah, Pharaoh looks cool. There's a few that look pretty cool. Anyways, that's about it on that shelf. This shelf is really unfinished. Some comics and a controller, that's about it. The most comfortable love seat in the world that I'll never get rid of, and when I do, I'm going to be very sad because it's the best place to take a nap ever. Sigh. Let's go to the last shelf. Very last shelf. In fact, let's work our way up the shelf. We'll start kind of at the bottom of the shelf. We'll start with Genesis. These are my complete in-box Genesis games. I've gotten a few recently, so spoiler alerts, but I don't really collect Genesis a ton. Didn't grow up with it. But I have a love for it now, and I'm trying to get more, but mostly complete in-box. I have one import over there, and before the import, those are repros. And then my Sega Master System starts there, and goes on to there. At one point I had like 40-something Master System games, and then I just decided it was a weird thing to collect that I didn't play. My 2 Sega CD games, And my Sega CD backup thing. And television games, just random. My Castlevania strategy guide is really cool though, mini guide. Got a couple 7 inches and a couple 10-inch vinyls back there. Battle Beast thing that's like mostly a shell. And the opposite of that, my stiletto, which is like mint and in perfect condition with the dude inside. This has my Game Boy Advance collection in it. I might show a clip of that, we'll see. Oh, it's a kitty. Poke. Okay, so here we go. Game Boy Advance. I love these triple cases, they're really cool. These are some of my favorite games in here. Now, the thing about this case is some of these games are some of the ones that you saw the boxes for. I just never managed to put the games in the boxes, so I'm not even going to go through most of this like row right here. Got a few loose DS and 3DS games. And same with the Game Boy Advance boxes. This is my charcoal unit that you saw the box for earlier. I don't want to continuously take it out of the box and stress the box out. And then there's some like randos in here. Capcom, Harvest Moon, Suikoden Repro, Lady Saya, and the little-known Monster Force, which plays a lot like Zombies Ate My Neighbors. That little case is just empty, so there you go. That's what's in there. And we've got a couple little bins that have Game Boy games and just handheld games in there. Okay, so here's the Watara Supervision games that I have. I have 3 of them. Pacific Battle's my favorite for sure. We've got P-52 Battle, which is a like little overhead shooter, and Challenger Tank. No big deal there. We've got some random imports that were given to me. I feel like my buddy Tim gave me these. They're just really random imports, but a lot of them don't play in English. Not really sure what I'm doing with those, but there they are. Got a copy of Sabrina Zapped, which I'm convinced will go up in value one day because it's way forward. There's another copy of Zapped because I found both of those for dirt cheap, so I decided to hold on to them. And we've got a couple more imports, random, and 3 Game Gear? That's what they're called, Game Gear games. We got Axe Battler, Legend of Golden Axe, which is like an RPG. We've got Chuck Rock, and we've got Shinobi 2, which is pretty damn cool. Moving on up. Rock Lord Collection, this is where we get into the toys. With the Rock Lord Collection, missing a few still. It's mostly the rare ones, but I still have most of the good ones. Need to replace that black one in the back. He's missing his hand. And then my Kenner? What are these? Kenner aliens? I have most of these as well. Really cool stuff. And we've got the random toy shelf. One of my favorite places in my entire game room. A menagerie of one of each kind of toy that I collect. Which isn't accurate because I collect more than this. And there's also doubles. Like there's 2 Dino Raiders figures right next to each other, and there's like several Micro Machines, but overall it's 1 or a couple more of each figure. So there you go. And I guess we'll end with my favorite thing in the room. And I don't know if anybody else cares about it but me, but here is my Battle Beast collection. These are my favorite toys ever. They came out in the late 80s. They're anthropomorphic animals that have rub symbols on their chest, which are either wood, fire, or water. And it was just like rock, paper, scissors. One defeats the other, that defeats the other, that defeats the other. And they're just amazing. I have all of the actual Battle Beasts. After that, Laser Beast came about, which are these guys here with the like bubbles on their chest instead. I don't know what the deal is with these. I feel like they did come out in America, but they were super limited, but they were big in Japan. But yeah, here you go. So if you watched this far, let me know what you think of these guys. These are my favorites. Missing weapons for sure. I think I'm missing about 20 or maybe 22 weapons, something like that. Like the Porcupine doesn't have a weapon, but most of these guys do. Rooster doesn't have a weapon, but most of these guys do. He's going to be the biggest pain in the ass, the Panther. And yeah, they're dusty because I don't want to dust every single one of these off. I dusted the whole room for you guys, though, so there's that. But yeah, there you go. So there's my game room. Here's a shot of it from where I generally sit. And it's a work in progress. As you can see, it's unfinished painted. We've got Nintendo Gray, which turned out a lot bluer than it should have. There's a stripe that goes in between all the way across this wall. I hand painted that stripe over here, by the way. And we've got the dark gray of NES on the bottom. And I don't know if I'm going to keep it that way. I did this wall and we never finished it, as you can see. Unfinished. Gonna finish that. Gotta replace these blinds. These blinds are gonna suck because it's an 80-inch long blind. Actually, all these windows need to be replaced, actually, so that's gonna be really expensive. Yeah, the paint goes up to here. I already have plans for up here. I have some metal signs that fit perfectly up there, so I'm gonna paint this top part the light gray. This molding will be dark gray. But again, this molding's only gonna go to like here, and then there's going to be a regular doorway. Closet should be gone, hopefully. That door should be gone, hopefully, and what's going to go there, or actually there, will be one of my arcade cabinets. I have 2 arcade cabinets. And yeah, so gotta paint, gotta finish. What do you guys think? My chair doesn't normally sit there, I just scooted it out of the way. But yeah, what do you guys think? It's a work in progress, but I love it, even the way it is right now. Just this view right here, that's like amazing. It's so cool. Our back deck is a mess, but check out our backyard. This is arguably the coolest thing about our house, if not the game room. Got our giant tree and our big, giant, long yard, which is great. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. We're going to close the video out. I hope you enjoyed it. It was really off the cuff, and you know, I've been planning on doing it for a while, and it took a while to clean the freaking room and just get it dusted and vacuumed and all that. But let me know if you want to see more progress. And yeah, insert outro here. Woo! Okay, so that's it. There's the game room. A lot of work needs to be done. A lot of work has been done. You know, there's stuff I love about it. There's stuff that I really definitely want to change, but I'm very curious what you guys think and what you guys think of my ideas. And do you want to see this series continue? I don't think it's going to be like super regular. It's probably going to be something that happens once or twice a year, but you will get game room updates, and we'll see what happens. We'll just see what happens. But if you did make it this far, this damn far, give it a very enthusiastic yeehaw in the comments, and please leave a comment either way. Let me know what you think. Negative, positive, I don't care. Like, that would be awesome. If you made it this far, please subscribe. That would be awesome. You're just going to see more of this content. I have a ton more pickups coming, and this room has a lot more work to be done, so be prepared for that. Thanks for watching. You guys roll, much love, and keep rocking the retro games. Good timing, dude. A fucking throat tickle. That's a good band name, Throat Tickle.